Hello MotoGP fans, welcome back to ZNGP Today. Victory in the Spanish MotoGP Sprint made it 5 from 5 to start the season for Marc Marquez, who says he hates the Saturday races. The Ducati Lenovo Team rider extended his own record, beating Jorge Martin's 4 in a row, with another lights-to-flag triumph in the half-distance dash, yet admitted that keeping his emotions in check is tougher than the on-track fight. Gresini Ducati's Marc Marquez recovered from 2 heavy spills on Friday to claim second in Saturday's 12-lap MotoGP Sprint at Jerez. Despite topping both free practice sessions, the younger Marquez brother admitted he went into the dash blind, setup-wise. But a lightning start and unwavering focus saw him secure another runner-up finish behind his brother Marc. In today's Jerez Sprint, Marc Marquez once again stood atop the podium, while Bagnaia fought to third and immediately aired his frustrations. In a candid debrief with Casares, the Italian laid bare the persistent front tire issues, the crucial role of grid position, and the eerie consistency of every sprint this season. Yamaha's Fabio Quartararo stunned the Jerez paddock by snatching pole and briefly leading the 12-lap MotoGP Sprint, only to crash out under pressure from Marc Marquez. The 2021 world champion walked through the highs of pole position, the lows of a turn 6 spill, and his unvarnished all-or-nothing mindset in a candid debrief with MotoGP's official site. Don't forget to click subscribe button and the bell icon for MotoGP news update. Marquez's 5th successive sprint victory, this time at Jerez, underpins his blistering start to 2025. From Termas to Austin, he's turned every Saturday into a statement of intent, chalking up another record and reinforcing his championship momentum. I always say the same on Saturday. I hate the sprint race because I'm super happy, but I want to control my emotions because Sunday is the most important day, Marc Marquez said. Under Jerez's warm afternoon skies, tire grip shifted dramatically, forcing riders to adapt lap by lap. Marquez admitted the changing temperatures tested both his bike's balance and his own temperament, balancing elation at the front with the discipline to preserve energy and focus for Sunday's full-length Grand Prix. Today was not easy, especially with this warm temperature that changed a lot the feeling, but I already expected it. The sprint began with an early scrap for the lead as Fabio Quartararo, fresh from pole, ripped to the front on his monster Yamaha. Marquez bided his time, capitalizing on Quartararo's turn 6 crash to seize control and then manage the gap to the finish, just as he had all season. As I did in the other sprint races, I tried to push in the beginning and then control in the second part of the race. Once clear at the front, Marquez settled into a rhythm, policing a 1 to 1.5 second cushion while resisting the urge to open the throttle recklessly. He explained that holding back just enough is the real art of a sprint, ensuring he arrives Sunday unscathed and mentally composed. When I had that second and a half, I tried to control that distance and it was enough. Despite his Saturday success smile, Marquez refused complacency. He tipped Francesco Bagnaia, winner of the last 3 Jerez Grand Prix, and both Marquez brothers' consistency as Sunday's biggest threats, vowing to control in a good way when the lights go out again. Pecco won the last 3 Sundays here, so I expect a very strong Pecco. Let's see if we can control in a good way. Marquez's perfect sprint record may give him a psychological edge, but with rivals like Bagnaia, Quartararo and Marc looming, Sunday's Grand Prix at Jerez promises a tactical duel where raw pace must marry emotional restraint for ultimate success. Alex arrived in Spain brimming with confidence after strong pace in FP1, only to crash out late in that session and then suffer an even heavier high side at turn 5 in FP2. Those incidents not only bruised his wrist but robbed his crew of vital lap data and tire feedback, leaving them scrambling to reconstruct a baseline setup for the rest of the weekend. 2 crashes yesterday, one big one. Quote from Alex. With minimal practice running on race trim settings, Alex conceded the sprint was essentially a blind experiment. Lacking fine-tuned suspension settings and full fuel mapping data, he had to rely on instinct and raw grip feeling to haul his GP24 off the line and into contention. So, we started the sprint race a little bit blind. From fourth on the grid, Alex rocketed into turn 1 and immediately slotted inside Francesco Bagnaia. That decisive move not only vaulted him into podium contention but proved pivotal when pole sitter Fabio Quartararo crashed on lap 2, handing Alex a clear path to second place behind Marc Marquez. Overtaking Pecco in that point was the key of the race. As the sprint entered its latter stages, Alex admitted he struggled to maintain pace. The lack of Friday's data meant the GP25 felt unsettled under braking, and he couldn't lean on the fine-tuned balance he usually counts on. Yet, despite the discomfort, he managed to preserve tire life and stave off challengers to keep his 100% podium finishing record in sprints intact. Later on, I was not feeling really good. I mean, we are in delay in the work. With the main event looming, Alex urged his team to capitalize on Saturday's learnings. He's determined to refine setup overnight, especially suspension and electronics maps, so that he can fight for top honors in the full-distance Grand Prix, where championship points carry even greater weight. I hope that tomorrow we will make a step like these guys did today, and we will be able to fight a bit more. From triple crashes to Jerez's second step of the podium, Alex Marquez demonstrated grit and racecraft under duress. As Sunday dawns, his challenge will be converting that raw resolve into a setup that can withstand 25 grueling laps, and perhaps deliver his first Jerez Grand Prix victory. From lights out to checkered flag, Bagnaia found himself stuck a second adrift of the leader, unable to reel in Marquez or even close within half a second before his front tire began to falter. It's always the same, I can't get any closer. Every time I close by about 0.5, 0.7, I start to have problems with the front tire. If I start in front, I can do whatever I want, but if I'm behind, I can't. Pecco Bagnaia's statement. What should be the season's most electrifying short race instead mirrored a procession, with scant overtaking or wheel-to-wheel action. Bagnaia pointed out that, unlike the ever-evolving long race, sprint dynamics remain stubbornly static. The sprint, which should be the fun race with the most battles, is always the one with the fewest battles. And I'm not achieving anything different while I'm riding. Despite applying the same braking points and corner entries he uses in the full Grand Prix, Bagnaia feels the sprint doesn't allow him to exploit the bike's potential under braking, something he can tap into only over longer stints. I'm braking the same and entering the same, but in the long race I can feel much more sensation under braking. In the sprint, no, I'm struggling and losing the front end everywhere. Bagnaia stressed that starting up front isn't just about track position, it fundamentally alters how he manages tire wear and pace. Off the front, he can dictate terms. From mid-pack, he's forced into defensive mode as rubber drops off. If you look closely, in my sprint race I don't start from pole and I'm already exiting the first corner. I gain a second, then try to control. But if I'm behind, it's hard to push. A chilly condition spill in the morning had little bearing on his sprint performance, according to Bagnaia. Yet he remains puzzled by his inability to translate the same bike setup that nailed his qualifying start into a more competitive short race pace. I know why I crashed, cold tires. But the same bike that didn't help me in the sprint set the 0-100 record this morning. It's strange. I've been fighting this for 3 seasons. Bagnaia's sprint debrief lays bare a conundrum: stellar one-lap speed and Sunday resilience contrasted by sprint-specific woes. With a crucial test scheduled on Monday to trial new front tire solutions, the Ducati rider must unravel this mystery if he's to ever threaten Marquez from the front. Quartararo's Saturday form was electric. A new lap record and Yamaha's first pole since early 2022, overcoming Marquez's 2025 streak. He carried that momentum into lights out, capitalizing on a blistering launch to seize the lead into turn 1. For my confidence, it's super great mentally. It has been many years that I have not been leading a race, many years I didn't make an overtake on Marc, even if it was at the start," Quartararo said. Knowing the sprint would be a short, frantic dash, Quartararo committed to a win-or-bust strategy. With Yamaha's straight-line pace lagging the Ducatis, he gambled on aggressive braking and early exits, but admitted the margins were razor-thin. "Today I wanted to give it all, and it was all or nothing. Unfortunately it was nothing, but I feel good mentally, great for the team to have this boost of being back leading a race." Marquez struck back on lap 2 at heavy braking turn 6, forcing Quartararo to queue up and fight for survival. In the ensuing scramble, a shaken Yamaha lost the front end, and the Frenchman slid out, his hopes dashed by a moment's hesitation. "I felt that Marc was going to overtake me. My bike started to shake and I could not stop the bike. I lost the front." Pre-sprint, Quartararo's goal was merely a second-row start, given Yamaha's struggles for race pace. Snagging pole with a record lap blew past expectations, providing a rare psychological edge even before the sprint began. "Qualifying I didn't expect to be that fast. The goal was to be on the second row, and we achieved it already. But I felt I had something more. Making that lap time brings happiness to the team." With sprint ambitions cut short, Quartararo, now eyeing Sunday's Grand Prix, sees a different challenge: pace over distance. He knows fighting the Ducati duo wheel-to-wheel is a tall order, so his focus will be on a bulletproof start and slotting into a top 3 rhythm. "I mean, trying to be with them is the goal, not to fight with them. It's difficult, but try to make a great start, be in a great position, and see if we can be there." Fabio Quartararo's Jerez sprint was a microcosm of his 2025 campaign, flashes of brilliance tempered by unanswered questions on tire and chassis balance. As he patches up his Yamaha, and his confidence soars from that fleeting lead, all eyes will be on Sunday, to see if this all-or-nothing rider can transform potential into podium points. Thanks for watching ZNGP Today, and this is your MotoGP news update. And see you next time!